Hey everyone, here is our SAT math tip of the day. So we are looking at a very common image that you'll see where you have two lines that are either going to be indicated by the image that they're parallel with like little arrows on them, or it will tell you in the text, right, in the wording that the lines are parallel. Basically, if you think they're parallel, they probably are. And a transversal, this is a transversal right over here. And when you have a transversal cutting through two lines, it doesn't necessarily mean anything unless those two lines are parallel. So that's why on the SAT, when they want you to do something with it, they're going to end up being parallel, all right? And it even says in the provided image, L, line L, a script L is describing this line right here, is parallel, that's the symbol for parallel, to line M. So they're both sloping at the same exact angle. What is the value of Y? Now, if it's an SAT question, you got to know how to anticipate how the questions are. You're going to find X and use X to get Y. You're not going to find the Y right away. Okay, so how are we going to find X? Well, what do we know about angles? Now, if we could write an equation that only includes the X's, that makes it pretty easy to solve for X. Now, what do people do? I don't know what people think, and they set X plus 10 equal to 2X minus 25. So if that's what you're thinking, no, that's very silly, right? That's not the case. What is the case, right? So even imagine if this little line right here were straight up and down, like perpendicular, it would make a right angle and a right angle, right? But as the line tilts, okay, as the line tilts, while this angle might get smaller than 90, this is getting larger than 90, but the sum, or when you add the two angles, it still adds to give you the same thing that it would have given you if it were 90 plus 90, right? So if we add them, what is 90 plus 90? 180. The other word for a pair of angles that adds to 180, supplementary. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to start an equation. X plus 10, which is our first angle, plus 2X minus 25. Okay, these two angles together, I'm just going to write it on this side, equal 180 degrees. Combine like terms. You're not subtracting 2X. It's not on the other side. They're on the same side. So we're just going to combine like terms. So what is X plus 2X? 3X, of course. And what is 10 minus 25? Negative 15. If you don't know how to add and subtract positives and negatives, you will not be able to do well on an SAT. You have to figure it out, guys. Okay, like that's like pre-algebra. You are expected to know Algebra 1, Algebra 2, and Geometry for the SAT, all the fundamentals from those courses, and use the logical reasoning and the fundamentals to pull stuff together and problem solve, right? It's not asking you to write a giant geometrical proof, do anything crazy. No, just use the basics to solve problems. Show that you can solve a problem. That is an important skill, regardless of what you tell yourself because you don't want to, okay? So, sorry, just telling you how it is. Next, we want to get the X alone. Add 15 to both sides. We get 100. 95 is 3X, right over there. Then we're going to divide both sides by 3. Now, I'm going to divide it on the side, but keep in mind, people are going to feel like they're doing a lot. When they get the value of X right now, they're going to think they're done, and they're going to bubble that in for the open-ended and move on, but it's not asking us what is X. It's asking us what Y equals. So don't lose your perspective of what you're trying to do. So I could, I guess, leave it as 195 over 3, but if it doesn't fit in the boxes, which it does not, 195/3, 1, 2, 3, 4, that would take up 5 boxes. It means it reduces in some capacity. So maybe it divides evenly. If you add the digits, 1 plus 9 is 10, plus 5 is 15, and then 1 plus 5 in the 15 is 6. 6 is divisible by 3. That means it's a trick that 195 is also divisible by 3. So I'm going to do a little long division. Let's just pop over here. 3 dividing into 195. It does not go into 1. It does go into 19 6 times. If you don't know your times tables, guys, you got to grow up and learn them. Put the phone away, unless you're watching this video right now, but put the phone away. Get off of TikTok or whatever the heck you're doing, unless you're watching math videos there, I don't know, and learn your damn times tables. Like, come on. Come on. 2nd grade, guys. You got this. You got to sit down and do it. Make some room in your brain, turn off all the silliness, and learn, all right? It's good. You're going to like deteriorate your brain. You're going to be like a confused old person one day. Let's build up that brain power. 6 times 3, 18. Subtract 1. Bring down the 5, 15. How many times 3 go into 15? 5. Perfectly. So 65. Now what does that mean? X is 65. Is that our answer for this? No. What is the value of y? Well, what does y equal? We need to know more now. Y, this angle up over here, right? I'm just going to grab a different color. That angle right there is a vertical angle with this angle over here. Now, I know the red lines I'm drawing are different lengths, but the angles of these angles that are created right here by this X, right? These angles are vertical angles, and they are what we call congruent. That means they are the same size. So y has to equal x plus 10. And what is x again? 65. So y equals 65 plus 10. No one's looking at your work. Y equals 75. What are you bubbling in? You're going to have the little chart thing. It's going to look like this. And you can bubble 75 on the right, and then underneath you're going to bubble the 7, bubble the 5, call it a day. Or you could put it on the right. Don't stick it in the middle. That's weird. Don't do that. All right? That's the end of it. There you go. What do we need to know about this? Parallel lines and a transversal. We make a lot of happy angles. What kind of angles do we make? For one thing, we have vertical angles. Those are congruent. That means this over here and this over here, these are congruent. Anything that makes the X. What else do we get? We get same side interior or consecutive interior angles. These are known to be equal to 180 degrees when they're parallel lines. What else do you have? Bonus tip. If you see the little Z, okay, I'm grabbing an orange, a little close to red, sorry. Here's the little Z, okay? What is the Z making us? I call it alternate interior angles. What am I really saying? Alternate interior angles. Those are also congruent. Or alternate exterior angles. What are those? This guy and this guy. They're also congruent. But again, it's like layers and layers. Like they're vertical from the alternate interior angles. Lots of things going on here, guys. All 4 of these add to 360. 2, a linear pair, add to 180. These are things you just have to know. No one's going to give it to you. And that's what separates a high achiever math student and a lower achiever math student. Retention of all of the fundamentals from the fundamental math courses. And if you only learn something for a day to know it for a test or a quiz, you're going to struggle. And this is a great test because everyone across the country is taking the same one. You can't have grade inflation there. Inflation is real. It's true. So get your scholarship while you can. All right. Hope the tip was helpful. And my dog is calling for me now. If you found the video helpful, please, by all means, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. If you hated it, go nuts. Give it a thumbs down. There'll be more tips to come. And I hope you're feeling a little bit smarter today. Adios.